All right, so thanks for joining me today. What I'm going to be covering is, first of all, VPN and SPSS download, which is a really important part of the course. Any statistical analysis we learn, we're going to see how it works to run it in SPSS. So the lab quizzes are an important way to make sure we're understanding analyses and we actually know how to use the SPSS statistics software. It's a slightly unique challenge using SPSS in this remote format for the class because Miami's license for SPSS dictates that it's for on-campus usage. But Miami obviously doesn't just want to keep people who are on campus using SPSS. That's why the instructions say to use the VPN. The VPN essentially allows you to bypass that location-based licensing restriction. So unless you're in Oxford and you can go to campus to do your lab quizzes, you're going to need to figure out the VPN. It's not particularly difficult, but I do notice that the IT instructions leave out a kind of extremely critical step, so I want to make sure to walk through that with you. I encourage you to follow along downloading SPSS with me, and I'll give you a few minutes to get that download processing because I want to then jump right into the reliability lab quiz, which will utilize SPSS. So at that point, I'll probably pause the recording and give you guys a chance to download SPSS, let me know when you're done, ask questions, etc. Then once I'm done with that, we're going to move on to talking a little bit about the proposal instructions because obviously you have that coming up. It's a really important first step for your presentation, sorry, for your project, this first initial step. Okay, so I have posted lecture slides that contain some information for you on SPSS. Like I said, today we're going to be working on VPN and SPSS download. VPN needs to come first because unless you're on campus again, you'll need that to ensure that SPSS is actually opening. Then hopefully we can jump into the reliability and validity quiz. Even if SPSS isn't working for you, at least watching me walk through the steps will be helpful for when you do get SPSS working, and then I'll make sure to cover all the necessary information on the research proposal. So you're going to follow the links that I have available in the lecture slides that are posted, and you're going to choose the sites that you go to based on the kind of device you're currently working on. Me personally, I'm working on a PC, so I use that VPN Windows link and that SPSS Windows link. So that's going to be the process that I show you. It's going to be somewhat similar in Mac, although your VPN program might be housed in applications as opposed to files. You'll just have to sort of search around for it. Again, my familiarity is with using SPSS on PCs, but the instructions should largely look the same for a Mac as long as you use those links over there to the right. So I would encourage you at this point to go to whichever link applies to you for the VPN and follow that. This is essentially going to take you to a bookstore page, Miami Bookstore. I'm just going to share my entire screen. That should work a little bit better. You guys can see like everything on my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's a little bit easier than switching back and forth from different windows because this is going to take us to a series of steps and pages. Okay, so if you went to that same VPN for PC link that I just went to, it'll look a little bit something like this. It'll be similar for Mac with slightly different instructions that apply to your usage of an Apple device. You need to download and install the VPN. Once you do that, it shouldn't take very long. You're going to likely get an icon on your desktop that looks like this. This is actually the installation app. You're not going to need to click this. If you do, it'll just constantly re-download the VPN for you. So again, if you're in PC, it'll likely just be in the Start button. For Mac, you might have to search for it. I think it might be in Applications. I'm not entirely sure. But you're going to want to get to this. Cisco AnyConnect Secure Mobility Client with this little globy icon right here. Once you click that, it should pop up something that looks like this. Again, can someone verify that you're seeing everything on my screen? It did this little pop up in the bottom right corner.
Yes.
Okay, so now this is giving me the option to connect to Miami's VPN network. You're going to click connect, and it's going to give you the option to enter credentials. Just enter your Miami credentials. Not your email, just your unique ID and your password. Now here's where I notice there doesn't appear to be an explicit notice of this step in any of the IT instructions. You need to go to your Duo Mobile app on, likely you're using it on your phone. You should be getting a push notification. You need to approve it. I think I took too long. Hold on, let me try it again. Okay, request waiting, tap to respond, approve, establishing VPN. I'm now connected to the VPN, or I should be. Things can always go wrong when you're trying to do things live. But if it doesn't say login failed and if it just disappears, likely you're connected, you're good to go. If your VPN is connected, you should be able to open SPSS no problem. If you have SPSS working and downloaded, again, PC to Mac, it'll depend where you can actually access SPSS in your device once it's downloaded. Again, with the PC, it'll likely be in all programs. It would be in IBM SPSS statistics, but we're not quite there yet. So basically, if you followed all my steps so far, you just have the VPN downloaded and you have it working. From there, you need to go to the next link, again, the relevant link for your device. And you need to go to the actual SPSS download. Okay, so then this installation, again, is for the SPSS program itself, which if VPN is up and working, you shouldn't have any problems opening it once you have it downloaded. Okay, so you would download and install. Sometimes it takes a while, but once it is downloaded, like I said, it should be available wherever it makes most sense for your device. Again, for PC, it'll likely be in all programs, and it'll be in a file folder called IBM SPSS Statistics. For Mac, again, I'm not entirely sure. I think it goes to either downloads or applications. Just so I know, is anyone at this step yet of downloading SPSS?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. So once SPSS is downloaded, it will create this big, massive file folder with lots of different options. What you're going to want is IBM SPSS statistics and then whatever is the highest number, because that indicates the most recent version of SPSS. Not all devices let you use the most recent version. So if your highest number is SPSS 25, likely there'll be some things that you can't do exactly the same way that I do. Like there are certain graphs that you can't make, but that's okay. If you do have IBM SPSS Statistics 26, that'll be the one that you want. So once you do get to the stage that you have SPSS downloaded and you're working with the VPN, you should be able to click on that and SPSS hopefully will open. Okay, this window lets you open a new data set, or you can open a saved file. For all of our lab quizzes, I'm going to be giving you data sets, so you don't need to open a new data set and copy anything into it. You'll just be able to open the data sets that I give you, assuming you have SPSS downloaded and you're working through the VPN. If I wanted to start a new data set, I would go to New Data Set. Why is it? There we go. All right. This series of cells, this is a blank data set. So there's no actual data present in this data set. If I was creating like a new data set from scratch, like if I had some information in Excel that I wanted to copy into SPSS, this is what I would be starting with. But like I said, for lab quizzes, I'm giving you pre-prepared data sets just ready to run. Does anyone have any questions yet? Anything going wrong out there in space? Who all is waiting for SPSS to download? Okay, Jenna says you can't get VPN to open on your Mac. Like I said, I don't have a Mac, so I can't tell you exactly what's going on. I would recommend contacting IT and getting on an IT chat where you could be talking to a live person and tell them exactly what you're seeing. The logic for the login for the VPN, sorry, I thought you said the logic for the VPN. The login for the VPN should be your Miami credentials, so your unique ID and your password that you use whenever you log into your account on any Miami computer. Let's see. Yeah, again, if you're having issues, if the VPN login appears to be failing, I've noticed that most of the time it's because like you didn't get to the Duo Mobile notification in time. It's critical that you go through that step or else the VPN login will fail. And that should be the same PC to Mac. Okay, I'm thinking I might pause the recording now so that I can give you guys a chance to just get your download of SPSS working, because again, it does take a few minutes. Can anyone just let me know? Is anyone downloading SPSS, but you're just still waiting for it to be done? Okay, so I think the best thing to do so this video isn't just a bunch of dead silence is I'm going to pause recording this video for now, and this is like SPSS and VPN download, and then we'll pick back up in a few minutes once everyone, or at least most people here, have SPSS working before we talk about the lab quiz. If I can figure out if we can do that. Stop share.